Again, same problem. Find the volume generated by a revolving area bounded by the curve y e raised to negative x. The axis in the line x is equal to 2 about the x-axis. Again, this will be our curve. Parehas lang yung figure. And it will never turn up 0. How about we try to use cylindrical shell method? So, pag cylindrical shell method, we need to identify the inner radius first and the volume of the inner radius as well as the volume of the outer radius of the cylinder. With this, we need to consider or to project a solid cylindrical object on the axis at which this curve will revolve. Okay, remember again that the curve will revolve at x-axis. Pag cylindrical, we need to use horizontal element. Horizontal element that is acting along the curve with respect to y-axis, and another horizontal element that is acting along y-axis towards the line of our limit, which is x equal to 2. So yung unang strip will be our outer radius and the second strip will be our inner radius. Yan. Okay? And we'll need to draw a solid cylindrical object here. Okay. And there. And there. Okay. Halimbawa, cylinder na yan. So, ito yung ating differential thickness and another differential thickness over there. Okay? Yung differential thickness natin is simply with respect to y-axis and same y. Okay? Then, ito ngayon yung ating R2 and ito yung ating R1. Then, ano ngayon yung tawag na dito? Height or length ng ating cylindrical shell. Ating cylindrical shell, again, remember that you are asked to rotate or revolve this curve along x-axis. So simply, the length of the cylinder is, of course, with respect to the x-axis. Okay? So, alamin na lang natin ano yung radius 1 at saka radius 2. So, meron na tayong differential thickness, which is with respect to the y-axis. Meron na tayong h with respect to the first radius and h with respect to the second radius. To the first and second radius, then basically constant lang si 2 pi. Okay? Gawin muna natin in terms of x, si y equal to e raised to negative x. Y e raised to negative x kasi kakailanganin natin yan mamaya for the length of the cylindrical shell. So if we are going to assign this with respect to x-axis or x variable, let's add ln on both sides of the equation to make ln e equal to 1, such that ln y simply equal to negative x, or x is simply equal to negative ln y. I hope you could still remember that transformation. By adding ln on both sides of the equation, we could then eliminate e of the equation, such as ln e is simply equal to 1. Okay? Then bring down the exponent, negative x. That is now ln y equal to negative x. Then divide both sides with negative 1. Gives us x equal to negative ln y. Okay? Now, let's check for the radius 1. Unahin muna natin yung volume ng cylinder with respect to radius 1. So, the volume of the cylinder with respect to radius 1. Yeah. Okay? Radius 1, dito muna tayo. Radius 1 is directly from the point of origin up to the line x equal to 2. Remember that the cylindrical object or the length of the cylindrical shell is with respect to the x-axis at which it will revolves, or the curve where the curve will revolve. So ang nakita natin dito from origin to line x equal to 2, so meaning radius 1 is basically what? Equal now to 2. Okay? Yan na yung length ng cylinder natin. Just 2 units. Okay? Kung meron na tayong 2, let's just basically uh, substitute that to our equation for cylindrical shell method, which is dV equal to 2 pi r ht. 2 pi r1 h1. Okay? Tama ba? Radius. Then, yeah. Radius. Radius ko dapat yung h. Mali pala. Si R1 yung h. Yung x2, I should correct myself. Yung tinutukoy ko pala, hindi radius 1, should be the length of the cylindrical shell where we are going to consider that will revolve on the x-axis. So, dapat h1 yun. h1 should be equal to x equal now to 2. Yung radius naman natin, remember that radius A will revolve vertically on the x-axis. So if it is going to revolve vertically on the x-axis, that is simply equal to what? Y. Okay? Okay? Yeah. Okay? That is simply equal to Y. So substitute lang natin, differential volume 1 is equal now to 2 pi upper limit and lower limit. Radius 1 is y. Height or length 1 is simply equal to 2. Differential thickness is dy. Okay? In terms of y yung consideration natin, so that will be our final equation for volume 1. 2 pi integral of upper and lower limit of 2y dy. Ano ngayon yung ating upper and lower limit? Okay? Ano yung ating upper and lower limit? Upper and lower limit. Yung upper and lower limit natin? Upper and lower limit. Saan siya magre-revolve? From 0 to what? An unknown point of e raised to negative x. So, from 0 to e raised to negative x. Ganun lang siya. So, from e raised to negative x. Okay. Then, simplify. V1 equal now to 4 pi integral of 0 e raised to negative x y dy. Integrate na naman, that is 4 pi y squared over 2 plus c, or simply 2 pi y squared plus c from 0 to e raised to negative x. Okay. Tama ba? E raised to negative x. Kasi dito yan eh. Of x is simply equal to negative 2. So, dapat e raised to negative 2. Yung radius 1 natin ay nandito sa x is equal to 2. So, dapat e raised to negative 2. Okay? Substitute e raised to negative 2 to your integrated value. That is 2 pi of e raised to negative 2 squared minus 2 pi of e pi of 0 squared. Okay? So V1 should now be equal to what? 2 pi e raised to negative 4. That is 0. 2 pi e raised to negative. So nakuha yung upper limit. Ito yung ating upper limit. Upper limit, nandito kasi yung ating horizontal. So from 0 to point here, which is e raised to negative 2. At x, e raised to negative 2. Yung point dyan. Okay? So that is 0 to e raised to negative 2. Ito yung ating volume 1. But remember, from using this method, ang answer natin doon is pi half of times 1 minus e raised to negative 4. Kailangan natin yung ganong answer. Dapat parehas yung volume. So, kailangan pa natin isolve yung volume number 2, which is now with respect to radius number 2. So, dv2 equal now to 2 pi r2h2 times t. Okay? Ano ngayon yung ating radius 2? Again, radius 2 is with respect to the x-axis. So, r2 is simply equal to what? R2 is simply equal to y. And h2 is what? H2. Ito yung H2 natin. From 0 to y e raised to negative x. Such as in terms of y, in terms of x, that is simply equal to negative ln y. Ito yun. Kanina yung h is 2. Ay, h1 is 2. Ngayon, yung h natin is already touching the exponential curve, which is now negative ln y. Substitute lang natin. That is v2 equal now to 2 pi upper and lower limit. Then negative ln y times y dy. Okay? That is 2 pi. Ano yung upper and lower limit natin dito? Upper and lower limit. Upper and lower limit natin is from 1. Upper limit is 1. Then lower limit is e raised to negative 2. Okay? From this point to this point. Okay. So, isasama na natin yung volume nito. Okay. Then, that is ln y or y ln y dy. Ln y of y dy. So, by using by parts, u is equal to ln y. du is equal to dy over y. And dv is equal to y dy. And v is equal to y squared over 2. Simplify lang natin yan. That is v2 equal now to negative 2 pi of what do you call this? udv. udv is ano ba? uv. u times v. Ln y times v, which is y squared over 2 and ln y minus integral of v du, which is y squared over 2 dy over y. Cancel. Okay? Simplify. Negative 2 pi y squared over 2 ln y. That is y over 2 or 1/2 integral of y dy, or simply by power rule, that is y squared over 2 times 1/2, that is now y squared over 4 plus c, then your upper and lower limit. Okay? And V2, simplify nyo lang, negative 2 pi times 1 squared all over 2 ln 1 minus 1 squared over 4 minus minus e raised to negative 2 squared over 2 ln of e raised to negative 2 minus e raised to negative 2 squared over 4. Okay? And again, simplify further. That is now negative 2 pi of negative 1/4 minus negative 2 pi of negative 5/4 e raised to negative 4. Okay? V2 is now equal to pi over 2 minus 5/2 of pi e raised to negative 4. But that is not yet, again, our final answer. Dapat mapalabas natin si pi half times 1 minus e raised to negative 4. By combining volume 1 and volume 2, total volume 1 plus volume 2, is now equal to 2 pi e raised to negative 4 plus pi half minus 5/2 e raised to negative 4. Simplify nyo lang yan. Volume 2, 2 pi plus 1/2. Tama ba? O, tama. Oh, yeah. That is pi half tama ba? 2 pi minus 5/2. 2 pi minus 5/2. Radian ko mo. 2 pi minus 5/2. Tama? It is supposed to be equal now to pi over 2 minus pi half e raised to negative 4. Or same as pi over 2 times 1 minus e raised to negative 4 cubic units. So, using cylindrical method, dapat parehas yung volume na lalabas. With the this method, mag-iiba tayo when it comes to ring and washer method. So, that is cylindrical shell method.